Welcome to a new episode of the Tennis Lifestyle Podcast. I'm Gianluca Sola. In this episode, I interview Boris Sobkin. Boris is legend in Russian tennis. He's a true teacher of the sport. Amazing amount of experience. He's worked with many of your famous and top Russian players. He's over 70, he's 71 years old, and so he's had a lot of experience. He works and teaches from Moscow. He's an honorary coach of the Russian Tennis Federation. He's a member of the Russian Tennis Hall of Fame, and he's also the president of the Russian Global Professional Tennis Coach Association. Currently, he's working with Alexander Bublik and the Kazakhstan Tennis Federation. He's actually, as you will know, Alexander Bublik has actually been playing very well recently. But he's mostly famous for working like longtime coach, basically all of the career of Mikhail Youzhny for 25 years. Youzhny reached number 8 in the ATP and captured 2 Davis Cup titles with Russia. Other players he's worked with is Laslo, Djere, Evgeny, Donskoy, Andrei, Chesnokov, and Stakhovsky, and that's just to name a few. He's also worked out of the incredibly famous Spartak Tennis Club in Moscow. For those who don't know about this club, it's probably the most influential club. Not probably, it's the most influential tennis club in Russia, if not the world. It became a pipeline for producing loads of professional tennis players. Andrei, Chesnokov, Marat Safin, Elena Dementieva, Safina, Kurnikova, Miskina. I mean, list goes on and on. I probably don't remember quite a few of them. Anyway, this was a really cool chat with one of the real legends of our sport. I hope you enjoy it. Just one final note. I'm quite unhappy with the recording audio and the app that I'm using. I'm trying to solve it. You will find that, especially towards the second part of the interview of the podcast, towards the end, especially when I do the rapid fire, the audio gets overlapped. The voices, and there's some sort of delay. I'm very sorry about that. I've been trying to sort it out with the app. However, it doesn't seem that they can fix that, but they're working on it. Having said that, it's still you can still understand what's going on and what my guest is saying. But hopefully I'll solve that soon or go to another app. Anyway, enjoy it. Ciao, ciao. Boris, thank you very much for taking some time. We've been trying to organize it for a few weeks now, so I really appreciate it. How are you? Where are you right now?
I'm in Moscow.
In Moscow, okay. And what are you doing? Are you still busy coaching, or?
At the moment, because of this situation with COVID, I cannot travel. That's why I'm not working right now, but I'm supposed to do it later on.
Okay. So you're just staying put in Moscow and waiting that things get better.
Yes. I got already 2 shots of vaccine, so
okay.
I'm waiting a little bit, and after that, hopefully, I can start to work.
Oh, okay. How is it going there? Is it the Sputnik vaccine? Is it?
Yes.
A lot of people.
Yes, I took this one.
Is it a lot of people getting it? Is the process easy?
The process is really easy in Moscow.
Okay.
It's no problem to get it.
Okay, interesting. I just want to give a brief introduction to you. the man I'm speaking to is Boris Sobkin. Is that right? Sobkin.
Yes, that's right.
Sobkin. Boris is a GPTCA A-star level coach, ATP coach. That's the highest level you can get. He is was the long time, I think about 25 years, the coach of Mikhail Youzhny, who reached number 8 in the world and captured also 2 Davis Cup titles with Russia. He also coached many other players, including Laslo, I don't know if to say it well, Djere, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Evgeny Donskoy, Andrei, Chesnokov, Stakhovsky, and that's just to name a few. You are the honorary coach of the Russian Tennis Federation, and you even earned a doctorate at the Moscow University. You are a doctor of science, professor of science. You're the president of the Russian GPTCA, for what, if people are not sure what that is, that's the Global Professional Tennis Coach Association. You're a member of the Russian Tennis Hall of Fame. And I don't know if you are currently still doing it, but I read that you are doing some consultant work for Alexander Bublik and the Kazakhstan Tennis Federation. Is that still happening?
I'm still doing.
You're still doing that. Okay. Wow, you are really a legend of the Russian tennis scene. I think we can say that.
I'm still alive.
You're still alive. Well, you
like the word legend.
Well, you got 2 shots of vaccine, so you'll probably be around a lot longer. But
I don't know.
But yeah, Alexander Bublik, just to go on from there and talk about it, he started the year very well. Are you happy with his progress?
Yes, of course I'm happy, but the main thing of being coach is not to be happy when it's going well. You have to see a little bit forward, because of course I'm not satisfied how it's going. There are a lot of things he has to improve, but anyway, the start of the year wasn't bad. This is for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he's had some good performances, so yeah, I think he's starting well. What is your role? What are you doing with him and the Kazakhstan Tennis Federation? And what is your goal with him?
Actually, with him, when we started, I traveled with him and his father, and we traveled tournaments, and also we worked by practice at home. But at the moment, because of this situation, I'm not traveling with him. He just sent me videos. Of course, I am watching his matches.
Yeah.
And we are talking about technique, about some tactical things. So now I'm telephone call, let's say.
Okay. I haven't looked, but is he playing Miami?
Yes, he's playing Miami. He is starting second round. That's why.
Okay. So he still has to play.
Yes, I suppose he's playing Miami.
Okay. Boris, tell us a bit. I mean, you've got many years, and you're a long tennis journey. Can you very briefly tell us, when did you start your tennis journey? When did you start with tennis, and where?
I started in 1974. I was 25 years of age at that time. I took a racket in my hand first time, and I started to play. Of course, it was terrible. After that, I fortunately met right people. That was coach of Chesnokov, Tatiana Naumka, and also we are good friends with Olga Morozova and her husband Victor. So I started to connect with them, and it's like this is going, After that, of course, I learned a lot. I practiced a lot.
Okay. This is as a player. As a player.
Yes, of course, as
Yeah.
a player,
Yeah.
as a player.
Okay.
And I started in 1978. I started to play tournaments. Of course, it were local tournaments in Moscow, and I played not bad. And finally, my best ranking in Russia before I quit with this was 25. So it's not bad for the amateur.
Okay.
25 not among amateurs, 25 among others people,
Okay.
in Russia.
Did you travel internationally in any tournaments?
No, at that time it wasn't possible.
It wasn't possible. Okay. All right. And when you then decided to stop playing and you reached your 25 and you decided to stop playing, did you what happened then? Did you start coaching or what
No,
happened?
I think I played last time tournaments. I was 41 or 42. I already started to work with Youzhny in 1993. And in 1993, I still played some tournaments, and 94 maybe. But after that, I understood that time came. I quit with the tournaments and I concentrated on work with Youzhny.
Okay, but where did you start? Out of what club? I imagine it was in Moscow.
It was in Moscow. It was the best club of Russia, Spartak Tennis Club. I can tell you the names.
Yes.
Or names of the players,
That's what I wanted to ask you, because that's not just any tennis club. Spartak Tennis Club
No,
is
it is the best. It was the best club, at that time. I tell you the names. Let's say start from women,
yeah.
Maybe I can forget somebody, but let's start. Kurnikova,
Yeah.
Dementieva, Olympic champion, Myskina, Grand Slam champion.
Dementieva.
Yes, Dementieva in Russian.
Okay.
Dementieva, Myskina, Safina, number one in the world.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I forgot for sure somebody else,
And in the men there was Marat Safin.
Of course, Safin. Let's start from Chesnokov.
Yeah.
Safin, Youzhny, Andreev, Tursunov, now Rublev, Khachanov.
Yeah.
This is all players from Spartak.
No, I mean it's incredible. The Spartak Tennis Club is tennis.
I forgot somebody for sure,
No, for sure. But I mean, just the names you threw there. This is some of the best players of the world, and
yes,
Spartak Tennis Club is tennis in Russia. I mean, it's an amazing club. And what? Tell me something. How did you get involved in that, and what was your role in that?
I tell you, I was involved occasionally. I told you we got friends with Chesnokov's coach Tatiana Naumka, and she worked with Chesnokov in this club. And after that, I started to practice with Chesnokov in this club as sparring partner. And after that, I became, let's say, member of the family. Let's say because it was like family.
And did you coach from the club as well?
I wasn't coach. I was, as I said, sparring partner with Chesnokov. After that, of course, I played with a lot of women players, and I worked also with women's Soviet national tennis team when Morozova was the captain of Fed Cup. So, and after that, I started to work in this club as a coach, let's say part-time coach. And 1 year I was head coach of this club.
Okay.
And like this, it was going evolutionary,
Okay. And Youzhny, did he start from there or somewhere else with you?
I tell you, Youzhny started in another club when he was 4 years of age. But let's say his professional tennis life started in this club, and actually his coach in Sparta club was one of my pupils, and so he professionally. He started in this club, but not with
Okay.
me. No. I started with him in '93 when he was already 10 years of age, and he started in the club, I think, when he was 8 years or 7 years of age.
Okay. And he was your, was he, am I correct, maybe your first player, like big professional player that you coached? Or was there someone before that?
Let's say he was the best one. I mean, he reached, as you said, number 8 in the world, But before I worked with some other players, their best ranking was around 150 in the world,
Okay. Okay. Just to go back to the Spartak Tennis Club, how is it today? Is it still a very influential tennis club in Russia?
I tell you now, situation has been changed a little bit, but it was this year they opened totally new, let's say brand new tennis club with a lot of indoor courts. Now the facility is excellent, but the school which worked there, this is another story. It's tough to explain, but now it's okay. I mean, facility is really one of the best, maybe in the Europe. Maybe let's say the best in the Europe.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
But there are some problems. But I hope it will be working. It will be working.
Okay. What are they? Are they mostly what surface are they?
They have clay indoor, and they have hard indoor, and they have outdoor, of course, clay and hard. Now it's excellent facility.
Okay, okay. I'd love to visit it one day.
Yeah. You will enjoy it. You will enjoy it.
Going back to Youzhny, how did you meet him?
And I met him in the club. I met him in the club because I was practicing almost every day in the club, and I saw him. And there was long story, when his first coach decided to quit with coaching and went to business, he had another coach, and she said that he is crazy, and she didn't want to work with him. And almost 1 year he was, let's say, without coach, and I saw that the guy is practicing, young guy, practicing every day with his brother without coach. And after that I asked, at that moment I was head coach of the club, and I asked, who is this, why they are practicing without coach? And after that I understood the story, and I decided to help them, and I spoke with his father, and we shake hands, and in May 1993 we started to work.
Okay. Was he already as a young boy a very, look, we see him only on court. We obviously don't know him as the public, but was he a difficult boy as a young boy?
I tell you, he was 10 years of age, and he already was really professional one, It's strange.
Okay.
It's strange when we are talking about 10-year-old boy, and he was inside him. He was professional one. He was emotional.
Yeah.
He was shouting time to time when he's making mistake, but it's so normal, it's so normal.
Yeah.
You have to be patient with this. Of course, you have to work with this. And as far as you know, during his professional career, there were always some things when emotions has go on, but I don't know too many players who doesn't do this, But outside tennis, this is probably the best person I met in tennis. I mean, personality outside the tennis.
Yes. Wow. And what struck you? Was there something you saw in him as a tennis player already as a young junior? Was he already something special about him?
I tell you, let's be honest, Of course, I can now say, "Oh, I was so smart.
Yeah.
I saw in 10-year boy, 2 times Davis Cup champion." It is wrong. And if somebody says you that he can see what you can see that the guy is talented, or you can see, but you never say that it will be the champion. Because there are many things should happen before it. But first, I saw that he is working hard without coach, and he is really hard worker. What I saw. After that, when I started to work with him, I saw that he is talented, that he has really strong character, and I wanted, honestly, everybody telling about him that he is crazy, and I wanted to show everybody that they are wrong. It was challenge for me to show that they are wrong, because I saw really strong personality, emotional personality, but not crazy personality. That's why for me it was good challenge. I wanted to prove, first of all, by myself that we can do something together.
You could maybe compare him, personality-wise, to a Fognini or a Pair.
No.
Someone like
Fognini and Pair, it's another person. Youzhny is totally different one.
Okay.
I don't say anything bad about Pair and Fognini. Actually, I like Fognini, for example. And we are good friends with Fognini, and I spoke a lot with his father also. But again, it's absolutely different people, because they grow up in different situations. So that's why.
Okay. No, I was just saying on court, as the general public.
He wasn't on court like Fognini or like Pair. Time to time it was emotional, but it's not like a system.
Not the same. Okay.
It's not the
same. Not the same. Your relationship with Youzhny, it was such a long one. It changed from coach to father figure to partner, and maybe at the end of the final stage as a long-lasting friend. Which of these stages was the most difficult or challenging?
Every page in this book is different, and every page is tough, because it's not easy. It's really clear. It's not easy to work with the same player 25 years. You have to do a lot to do this. But it's very important on every stage of his career. It was very important to understand that he is becoming not a boy, and he is growing up, and I had to change the relations, and I had to change the way of working, and this is not easy. Of course, it's long story how to do it, but the main thing, if you want to work long with the player, you have to be honest with him. If you made a mistake, and I did a lot of mistakes, otherwise, in this business, you cannot work without mistakes, because you are working with human being, But always when I did mistakes, I told him, Misha, I did mistake. It was my fault. We did wrong things because I was doing wrong. We have to change it, and like this. I was always honest with him. I never said that I was perfect when I knew that I did a mistake. So this is, of course, there are many other things, but this is the main one. I was always
I think you learn maybe as a player, but you learn also anything you do, a coach or whatever, you are always learning. I think that is the most important thing.
This is another thing. You are absolutely right. This is another thing. If coach stop learning, stop trying to find something new, he stopped as a coach. He would never be coach. You know, I'm now 71 years of age, you know, but I still learning, I still analyzing what is going on now. Unfortunately, the last year by TV only. But anyway, you know, I'm involved a little bit with Misha's work with Shapovalov now, and of course I'm working with Bublik, so I'm still involved in tennis, you know, I'm still in. But you have to learn, and I still learning now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you are not learning every day, this is the way for nowhere, you know.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, I understand. No, it's amazing. I mean, 71 years old and you're still there. And I was going to,
Yes, problem
yeah.
is now the problem is only to stay healthy, you know. This is unfortunately I always said with Misha, you know, I always said to him, Misha, we can fight, we can play against any player, you know, against any team, but we cannot do anything against time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But going back to what you were saying, Youzhny seems to be working very well with Shapovalov. It's also amazing that it's his first, I think, real coaching experience. Does he ask you for advice, suggestions, and you see some influence in what he does that you maybe did with him?
I tell you, of course, we have really close relations with Misha. Of course, we are talking almost every day by phone. You know, of course, we are speaking about Shapovalov, what to do, how to do. But I don't want anybody to think that, you know, I'm coaching Shapovalov by Misha's hand. It's wrong. Misha is doing this by himself. Of course, he asks me sometimes, and I gave my advices. But sometimes he follows my advices, sometimes not. But he is doing his job. You know, I'm trying to help him, and no more. You know.
That no, he's doing a great job. You can see that Shapovalov is
really smart person. You know, he's really clever person. You know, he knows a lot about tennis. You know, and of course he has really great experience as a player. What I didn't have. You know, when I worked with him. So this is.
He can relate maybe very well to the player as well because he's done it.
Yes, yes, you know, and that's why it's going good now. But it's not easy, I tell you. It's not easy. It's not easy.
It's not easy to coach, or is it not easy to coach Shapovalov?
I tell you, no, I tell you, it's not easy to coach anybody on top level, because if you are on top level, that means you have really strong character, and normally people who are reaching top levels, you know, they are not easy people. I never met in my life any easy person who reached top level. So that's why any player, when you are working with him, is tough.
Yeah. Do you think Shapovalov can win a Grand Slam?
For sure, yes. For sure, yes. But
really?
But now, but let's say I have a joke, you know. Let's say the guy saw the girl from the window of tram. You know, it's a long way to the big love, you know.
Okay. Okay, so you can see it, but there's a lot of work to do.
And many things should happen before he did it.
Yeah.
But hopefully, you know, it will be soon. I hope it will be soon.
Now, talking about your approach, I read somewhere, your approach to coaching is very scientific. What does that mean?
You know, it's let's say it's this image is made by journalists. You know, I tell you, I
Okay.
tell you. Of course, I work with tennis science because in Russia we have really strong tennis science group with the head of this group, Anna Skaradumova, and she gave me a lot of advices, and I worked with her really close, you know. So I try to use what they gave me, what ideas they gave me. So this is, of course, yes, but the main thing in my coaching, you know, I have some system how to do it. So, and it looks like this system is working, you know, because I use this system, of course, differently, you know, differently because player is different.
Mhm.
Differently, with, for example, with Stakhovsky, with Donskoy, with Djere, I use it absolutely differently. But the main part of the system, you know, it works, you know. That's why when I'm coming to practice, I know what I have to do today, what I have to do tomorrow, what I have to do next month, and so on. You know, if you are looking forward, if you have a strategy, let's say, it works.
Okay. Is there something unique about your system? If there is one thing that you have to say makes your coaching system unique, is there something? Can you tell us if there is one thing? I know there is many, but
It's tough. Honestly, I never thought about this. I tell you, the system means that every practice, every tournament, you have to have schedule. You have to have right schedule. You have to know when are you practicing, when you're playing tournaments, when you are having rest, what are you doing during practice, you know, and so on, so on. You know, it's
Mm,
let's say the main thing, you know, it's planning. My system
okay,
stays on planning, you know. I'm not doing I'm not
okay,
doing anything like randomly, you know.
okay, okay.
Plan, the
Planned.
key word is plan.
Um, okay. The current state of I know the current state of everybody knows the current state of Russian tennis because they you have some amazing players now, but the current state of the junior tennis in Russia's always produced a lot of players. How do you see it now? Is it very
I
good?
tell you, we have really many good juniors. We have really good juniors, but the
Okay.
problem is the way from juniors to professionals is really tough, and we don't have too many coaches who know how to do it. I mean, how to work, uh, let's say, on the way between juniors and professionals. This is the main thing. That's why many juniors are still remaining in juniors tennis and never become a professional. You know.
Do you think that is why some of these, I just mentioned, maybe like Medvedev, to name one person, maybe find coaches from
Yes,
other
this is
countries?
one thing, and the other thing, you know, we don't have enough facilities to practice it. It's tough. For example, you know, in Moscow is really heavy traffic. For example, you know, and if you want to make 2 times
Yeah.
practice, you have to stay at the same facility the whole day. Otherwise, it's no chance.
I, I don't know if it's true. I heard that Moscow is the worst traffic
No,
in the
not really
world.
the worst one, but one of the worst one. Let's say.
One of the worst. I read
Yep,
it was the
one
worst,
of
but
the
anyway,
worst. I
yeah.
tell you, for example, I saw what is going on in Beijing, in Tokyo, in New York. You know, it's pretty the same. You
Mm,
know, but it's heavy one. Of course,
okay.
it depends. It
Okay.
depends, especially during winter time. It's tough because you know, we have
Yeah.
another weather condition. Also, don't forget it. You know, that's why But it's
Yeah.
not like not like the worst one. But it's heavy.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Would you say the Russian tennis system, let's call it that way, which has produced over the decades always great players, male and female, is there a similarity in the way the coaches train or the academies train? Is there something common that makes it uniquely Russian, or is everybody sort of doing their own thing?
I tell you, in Soviet Union, let's say, we had the system. I don't say that it was perfect system, but it was system. Now we don't have a really strong one system because some clubs.
What was the Soviet system, tennis system back then? Explain it to us.
The good part of the system. The good part of the system. What that every talented players, I mean boys, girls, they practiced free of charge. It was absolutely free of charge. That's why the coaches have to find really talented ones, but we didn't have too many courts in Russia. That's why it wasn't really many players, involved in tennis. Only really talented ones who were separated, they work. But this was good that it was free of charge, and people from let's say not rich families, can send their kids to the tennis schools. And Chesnokov, for example, the family was really poor. He was without father and so on. And mainly it was like this, all talented players, they weren't from, let's say, rich families,
And today, maybe like most of the world,
yes,
it's become a business.
It's more become a business, of course, yes. But it's normal also, but now the situation is a little bit tougher because you cannot do it free of charge, This is the toughest thing of the situation.
Okay. Well, you can do it free of charge if somebody wants to.
Like,
but
like for example, I worked with Youzhny free of charge because I knew that he cannot play. He cannot pay. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's very fascinating. I mean, I'm sure you have so many stories, but just one story. Well, no, actually, let's talk about today's Russian players. The famous ones are Medvedev, Rublev, Karatsev, and Chesnokov. Do you know them? And where do they come from? How did they develop such a play?
Khachanov and Rublev, they are from my club. So Rublev's mother, I was practicing with her when she was a girl, and I practice a lot with his mother. So this is about these two. Medvedev, coach who worked with him when he was a junior, was one of my pupils. I worked with his coach when he was young, and he was in my group. Because, of course, my main pupil was Youzhny, but at the same time, I worked with other players. One of them became coach of Medvedev. Karatsev, I knew Karatsev when he was, I think, 17 years of age, first time maybe 18, and time to time he practiced with Youzhny, and I saw that he is talented, but I knew he had some problems, So, of course, I know them all.
What do you mean he had some problems? Technical problems?
Actually,
or
his technique was good. Always his technique was not, let's say, perfect,
Okay.
but good. But he had financial problems.
Yeah.
He was injured. He worked with our
Okay.
system, you know. And there were a lot.
Okay. What? Why is he come all of a sudden at 26? Well, it's not of a sudden because he's been playing challengers, blah blah blah. But why is he exploded last year and this year?
Many things.
What happened?
There are many small things which happened. You know, he found a coach, the young guy. Maybe he's not really well educated in tennis, but I always said, like coach and player, it's like system. We call it system key and locker. You know, so Karatsev's locker found his coach's key. You know, so they became a good team. After that, his coach organized good conditions for his practice in Minsk, in Belarus. So there are many things, many other things happened before he started to play good. But I tell you, he always played not bad. For example, Youzhny played with him 2 times at ATP events. You know, once in St. Petersburg, and Youzhny beat him, and once in Moscow, Karatsev beat Youzhny. You know, so that's why I knew that he's a good player and he can play really good. You know. So that's
And what? Yeah. And I mean, both Medvedev has got a French coach and Rublev is Spanish. I'm not sure about Chesnokov. But why?
One Spanish, one Swedish.
Yeah. Okay, 2 coaches. Okay, wow. And why is that? Did they just find? Did they practice a lot in other countries?
It's much easier for them to practice, for example, in Spain or in France, because weather conditions are better.
Okay.
Easier to travel, you know, and there are some other things. For example, Medvedev, he went to France because his sister lived there, so he had a place where he can stay. You know, there are many things, you know.
But would you agree that maybe the Russian players stay in Russia until junior age, but then they all try and leave, or they have to leave if they want to take their tennis further?
Tells that they don't have to leave. This is first. But again, you know, it's easier to practice. It's much more easier to travel. You know, it's cheaper to travel because there are some, let's say, organizing things which are going easier. You know, but. We spoke a lot about this with Safin, for example, because his point of view that he would never be a player if he stay in Russia. And I told him maybe you would be better player if you stay in Russia, you know. But nobody knows, you know. You cannot say anything. The history cannot say what could happen when it's going another way, you know.
And all these players, Medvedev, Rublev, etc., Shashanov, did you expect them to achieve as much as they have? Did you see that coming or not really?
I saw that he could play good, but I told him because he was actually in my camp in Thailand with his coach, with his previous coach, Vedran Martic. He practiced together with Youzhny, with Donskoy in Thailand, and we spoke a lot with him and with his coach. And unfortunately for him, in juniors he had some technical problems, and he still have some technical problems which are limited his game, let's say. But it was clear that he could be a good player. You know, Rublev, let's say in Russian we say Rublev. He's course, everybody saw that he is
Rublev.
really talented, and I knew his grandfather, and his grandfather was really good sportsman, wrestler, and he had really strong character.
Okay.
And I spoke with him, and he told me that Andrei has really strong character and he will be really good player. It was clear for everybody that he is so talented, and you know, it was easy to say, you know.
Okay.
About Karatsev, I told you, when he was 17, I saw that he could be a good player, you know, but let's say life circumstances, everybody has different circumstances. He has tough circumstances in his life, you know. So Medvedev,
And Medvedev?
his coach, because again he was my former pupil, you know, and he told me that he is talented, but it wasn't that clear like with Khachanov and Rublev, but he had really strong character, and of course it was clear that he could be a player.
Which of these four do you think, or if there's somebody we don't even know of, do you think will make the most titles or win the most slams,
you know,
if they will?
I don't like to talk about future, because tomorrow another, for example, much stronger disease, like now we have COVID, but maybe tomorrow will be another much stronger disease, and everything stop, you know, or somebody will be tough injury, and so on, you know. There are many so things could happen that I always say you have to stay right here and right now. So I don't like to talk about future.
Okay. No, that's fine. I understand. I just thought maybe you would, you had a little sense of maybe one of them was going to stand out.
About
But
this.
it's
Of
fine.
course, I have something in my head about this, but I don't want to talk about this because it's honestly, I really believe that in sports,
I
you
understand.
know, because again, so many things could happen in this life.
Yeah.
So.
Of the young players, young ones that are coming up, I'm Italian and I'm very excited about Sinner and Musetti. And there are some other ones also. Is there anybody that you have seen and it's like, wow,
let's be honest,
really is amazing?
I wasn't too much involved in junior tennis in past years. So I'm not really well informed about this. So that's why I don't want to say anything, because I'm not 100% informed about it, you know.
Okay. Going back, I'm nearly finished, but going back to Youzhny, you know, okay, I must tell you, first of all, I've never really had a favorite player, but when he played, I wanted to watch his matches because he was an exciting player.
I agree.
And yeah, he was not only his tennis, as a personality, you wanted to watch his matches. What is this thing with this salute? Where did that start?
Maybe you remember, in the past there was really good player from Thailand, Paradon Srichapan. And this player,
no, I don't know. I don't know.
We were good friends with him actually. And this player, when he won matches, he always said thank you to the public with two hands, specific Thai, you know. I don't know how to say in English, with two hands.
Yes.
You know, and we spoke to Misha, and Misha
like praying.
wanted to do something special from him, like Paradon did this, because Paradon only one person who did it like this, you know. And I don't remember when it was, but he had really tough match against David Nalbandian at US Open. It was five sets match, and Misha was injured during the match, and it was tough match, but finally Misha won this. And occasionally he made this salute, you know, but he made this salute without racket on his head, just by hand. But in Russia we say don't make salute without anything on your head, like cap or something like this, you know. And Misha, after that, think, okay, I'll put racket, you know, on the head, and after that I make salute. And after that he started to do it, you know. It just occasionally, you know, because it was really emotional match, and and public was crazy. They enjoyed it. They supported both of them, you know. And finally, Misha wanted to say thanks to the public.
Okay. Last thing, I don't want to be too controversial, and maybe you can correct me, but I also recently read that you made a statement about Roger Federer. You said you probably would not be surprised if he doesn't play anymore.
Say like this.
Do you still think that?
I didn't say like this exactly.
You didn't say that. Okay.
That it will be tough for him to play, but I didn't say that that he will play. Roger, you know, destroyed everything in his life, because, you know, he's genius for sure, and maybe he will play until 50 years of age, you know. But of course, getting tougher and tougher for him.
Yeah, and last year Djokovic, the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
With the incident that happened there, honestly, what do you think of that?
Let's be honest. It's bad luck for Djokovic. It's really bad luck, you know, because he could throw the ball, you know, without touching linesman, and nobody will just, you know, do it. Actually, one day before, I watched Bideni match. I don't remember whom did he play. And he did the same, and the ball touched cameraman. And nothing happened, you know. He wasn't, he just got warning, and I think he even didn't pay a fine, you know. But it was Djokovic, it was, you know, bad story about, because it's woman, you know, and she was shocked, he was shocked. I think it's bad luck and nothing more.
Okay, no, I just wanted to ask you. I read that as well. Yet, Boris, thank you very much. I won't keep you too long, but I have this rapid fire quiz now that is quick. I give you questions. You can answer very quickly with the first thing that comes to your mind.
I try.
Are you ready? Okay. What is your first memory of tennis?
Alexander Mitterveli. This is actually
who's that?
Player who was in the final of Wimbledon.
Okay. If you have to define what type of player you are, somebody's never seen you.
I'm defender.
How would you define yourself? Defender. What current player would you say resembles you the most? Your playing style. No, I'm saying what current player
actually
resembles, looks like you the most?
Now players are much better than me, you know, because I just kept the ball in play, you know. I have no clue about surf and so on, so there are no players like me.
Okay. Okay. What was your best shot? Okay. Current favorite player, male and female? Don't have. List the big three, so Djokovic, Nadal, Federer, from your favorite to your least favorite. Okay, the big three, Djokovic, Federer, Nadal. List them from your favorite to your least favorite. For you,
Honestly,
who is number
I
1,
don't
2,
have
and 3?
number one from. They are all different. You know, I like different things in all of them. So maybe I don't like different things from all of them. But I don't have number 1, 2, and 3. You know, I cannot say this. Sorry, but I cannot.
Okay. Best match. Okay, fair enough.
I saw many
Best
good
match
matches,
you've
so
ever
I
seen.
don't have, let's say, best match I could say about. The most emotional
Best match.
match was
Okay. Best tournament in.
Davis Cup for sure. Russia against France in 2002, with Youzhny beat Matthew in deciding match. 3 sets he was down 2 sets to love, and in 4 sets he was down 2-4 and was 2 points away from the losing. This was the most professional one.
Best tournament in the world.
Best tournament. There are some tournaments I really liked. You know, for example, I like tournament in St. Petersburg. I like tournament in Indian Wells. I like Australian Open actually.
Okay.
Clay,
okay.
For
okay.
Sure.
Favorite surface.
But for me,
clay.
For me, like a player, you know. Let's.
Sorry. Yeah, for you. Yeah. Okay. What is the most? But I think you've already answered this. Yeah. No, don't worry. This one is an interesting one. You have to book a restaurant, and you can invite 3 players. It can be male, female, current, or old players. Doesn't matter. Which restaurant do you book, and which players do you invite?
Restaurant in Moscow, but it doesn't say anybody this name. You know, actually, I tell you.
Well, you can tell us.
In the past, in the Soviet Union, I had favorite restaurant. It was Aragve restaurant in Moscow, but this restaurant is far away in the Soviet times. You know, whom I would like to invite.
Okay.
Probably John McEnroe, Ivan Lendl.
Okay.
And Chris Evert.
One more. Chris Evert. Okay. Interesting. Very good. What is your favorite food?
Eggplant in different ways, cooking in different ways. No.
Okay. Do you like pizza? No. Okay. Do you have any hobby that is kind of different, like not involved with tennis? Anything else you do that you enjoy?
Of course, Spartak.
Soccer. Okay. Which club do you like?
Obviously.
Spartak. Okay. Obviously. And are you players are very superstitious people. Are you superstitious? Well, a lot of these players do, like, before maybe they step on court, they don't step on the lines, or they put bottles in the.
I always
what I mean.
Put my tennis shoes starting from the left leg. Little bit.
So you are a little bit superstitious. Okay.
Left shoe.
Okay. And how many hours do you sleep on average?
Less. Sometimes when I can, maybe more. But let's say from 7 to 10.
Okay, that's very good. Which is your favorite country in the world? You can't pick your own country.
I like many countries, but it depends. What are we talking about? From. I mean, what do you mean visit? To visit
vacation there, or to visit? Yeah, to go. Yeah, to go on vacation. What is your favorite
Didn't have
country?
vacations for a long for a long time, you know. So that's why I tell you, I don't have. Honestly, I don't have
Okay.
just one,
Skip.
you know.
Okay. No, it's
Favorite
fine.
city
Do you have
besides
a favorite
Moscow?
city?
Again, again, you know, I don't have
Yeah.
particularly one, you know.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Um,
I was born there.
Moscow is your city forever? Yeah. Okay. Is tennis the most
You
difficult
know, in
sport in
my
the world,
opinion,
in your
as far as
opinion?
I know, they say that technically tennis is second after golf, you know. But for sure, tennis is tough sports because
Mm,
you are alone and mentally it's really tough. Because when you are playing in the team, it's easier for sure. I cannot say
okay.
it's easy job, but it's easier because in tennis you're
Mm,
always alone.
mm, mm, Would you be agreeing with
I
coaching
don't
in
understand
tennis?
again. What do you mean?
Would you like to see that happening? Um, would you like to
Yes,
see
I
tennis
always, you
change that
know,
the
I said
coach
it
is
many
allowed to
times.
go on court?
It will be better for tennis if coaches will be involved like in other sports, you know.
Okay.
And actually, I like the system. I like the system which
Okay.
was testing at US Open, for example, when coaches were sitting on the designated seats and can talk with the players anytime
Yeah.
when they're on their side. You know, it it was I like the system. It was working, and nobody
Okay. Okay.
said that it was bad. You know, it wasn't disturbing, and so you know, I had a funny story about this if you want.
Okay.
Funny story about this coach
What you had? What?
sitting.
Sorry.
I used the system during
Yeah. Yeah.
qualies
Tell
in
us.
US Open, and at that
Yeah.
time I was working with Stakhovsky, and Stakhovsky was playing final round qualies against Felix Auger from Canada. And Stakhovsky had match
Okay.
point. The score was 40-15, and he had match point, and he was on the same side like me, you know. And he looked at me and said, "Where I have to serve?"
Yeah.
I told him, "Serve white." He did it. It was ace, and he went to shake hands. This I laughed.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. Fantastic. Yeah. That's nice. If you were not involved in
I don't
tennis,
know.
what would you be
Honestly,
doing now?
I don't know. You know, I'm already more than 10 years retired officially.
No, okay, but if in your life you weren't going to go the tennis route, what would you have
What I
been
did
doing?
before,
What
you
would you have
know,
done?
teaching in the university.
Okay, okay. In 2050, so about 30 years from now, do you
It
think
will be
tennis will
different,
look
but
very
let's say
different?
I would not say the word very. Let's say it, I prefer to say it would be different, like this.
Okay, okay, okay. Now I will give you a shot, and you must tell me the name of the person you want that shot.
Uh-huh.
So, for example, let's start with serve. Who do you
Surf,
pick? Can be
for
male or
sure,
female,
Karlovich,
doesn't matter. Yeah,
Djokovic,
Karlovic. Return,
Federer,
forehand,
Южный,
backhand,
volley,
volley.
volley. Probably Becker,
Okay.
Djokovic.
Drop shot.
Nadal.
Mental toughness.
John
Touch
McEnroe.
feel of the ball. And presence, aura.
What is it?
I don't know if you understand that, like aura. Presence, like that doesn't need to, when somebody walks into a room, he has a presence, he has an aura. So he maybe intimidates you or without saying anything, or you know what I mean? Like for example, Federer, if he is in the locker room, maybe he has a presence that already gives him an advantage, or you can feel there is Federer in the room. You know what I mean? Probably Federer. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Boris, thank you very much. I have the final question, which I'm sure you will like, and then we are finished. The final question is, ask yourself a question and
do you
answer.
Still enjoy to work? I say yes.
Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. I really enjoyed this, Boris. I didn't know you, and I researched, and it's fascinating. And I'm sure with so many years in tennis, we could have talked a lot longer, but I don't want to keep you too long. But it was a pleasure, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, and hopefully you can get back to work soon.
Send me the link to the podcast. Yeah.
Definitely, I will. As soon as I have it, I'll send it to you.
All the best.
Bye. Okay. Ciao. Thank you.